I wish to introduce myself as trader, dealer and manufacturers of armored cables. We are in this field for last 25 years and we have a clientele base of Honeywell Automation, Polytronics, even we have supplied to Siemens, Zycom and many more. I believe all of you know the value of connect. If you lose the connect with him, you are a dead body. But I am not going to discuss that connect today. I am going to discuss the disconnections we are facing, we are encountering on day-to-day basis. Cable TV disconnected, internet disconnected, CCTV disconnected, electrical cables disconnected, and most of the disconnections happen because of the cable fault or something by which cable got disconnected. I'll tell you how we started. In 2007-2008, one contractor approached us who got one contract from Pulal jail, police housing. They have to do the speaker, that siren cables for the whole periphery, almost 17 kilometers. And very first day in the godown, when the cable was brought, imported cable, with the smell rats started cutting the cable. And they were really in jitters that what will happen when they will put it in the jungle, the 17 kilometers of cable. So they planned that they should go for GI wire, GI pipes for laying the cables. And that would have costed them minimum 50 lakhs extra. And that contractor said that I am in deep problem. So there I suggested him that you go for a piping which we will mount on the cable. It will be like steel piping as well as plastic piping, and that you lay the cable. So the project, which would have taken almost 6 months, they finished within 2 months because it was armored cable. You see, whenever we are discussing about UG cable or armored cable, immediately in our mind there will be a pop-up that electricity cables mostly laid in the road, near the roads and by digging on the road. But people are not aware of that there are so many other fields. There also armored cable can be used, like CCTV, cable TV, internet, PA system, networking, data cabling, OFC cables, and so many more cables. Most of this field people use only flexible cable. The reason is that only flexible cable is available. Unarmored cable is only available. There we come. There our role comes. People approach us that we have to put, and most of these applications connected to security, safety and service industry, which is the buzzword today. If cable is not safe, certainly your security will not be safe. So there we are always telling them, you are spending so much money on security cameras and all that, but what is the sanctity of security if cable itself is not safe? If mouse can cut the cable, if in schools the student cut the cable, CCTV do not work. So there they go for this armored cable, and we specialize in that. Once you use armored cable, you can see the difference. If it is a flexible cable, it can be cause electrocution, it can be cut by anybody, even with blade. Mouse can cut, somebody can even have a sabotage, they can hack your data. And if suppose while laying there is some obstacle, then you have to put costly T-bands and L-bands which take hell of time. I will tell you one of the supplier who is doing for one of the Hyundai ancillary. They wanted to lay some 3000 meter cable, and he laid the cable overnight within 3 hours. I asked him how it is. Then he said ducts were ready, simply I have to lay the cable. Had it been piping, it would have taken minimum 15 days for them to complete the job, which they did in few hours. So that is the power of armoring. Even this armored cable do not need much maintenance. Once you install it, you forget it. So it gives longevity to the core cable. That is the strength. That is the strength of armored cable. And we can say that we are the first in India to launch this concept called armor your investment, that is armor your cables. People can provide their own cables and we can convert into armored cables. My second activity is we are having all the connections with most of the cable houses or the main distributors of Phenolax, Polycab and branded cables. For them, we are regularly doing jobs. So if suppose you need flexible cable also, we can source from those distributors and we can provide you at a very optimum price with best quality. So this is our core strength, that we can not only armor the cable, we not only do manufacturing of cable, we also supply all types of cable. We can supply any brand, any type, any grade, for any application specific. Any cable we can supply. Recently, one of the 5-star hotel, they wanted to lay some cable. They wanted to put some internet connection and they had no approach how to reach to that place. They have to almost break some 40 feet of tiles and then they have to lay the cable. And there we suggested, why not you use armored cable? Then he was laughing at me, how it is possible? I said, you take it through sewage line. He said, my God, how it is possible? I said, you try here. And he put that cable with some covering on the cable and today it is working. Almost 1.5 years it is working. So that is the power of armoring. Otherwise they would have spent lakhs for breaking the tiles and taking the cable. Instead of that, they have taken it through sewage line. So this is the power of armoring. Like that I have shared, in many industries, cables are being cut. Sabotages do happen. Somebody cuts the cable, somebody throws something on the cable and cables get cut. So there, for getting proper connectivity, you can go for armored cable. And what is our niche product? Our niche product is, we are making multi-application, intelligent, composite, as per customer requirement, customized cabling solutions. Like in a pipe, when you can put 3 different cables, maybe one computer cable, one CCTV cable and one telecom cable, we can make armoring on these 3 cables put together. Say from one building to another building you have to take. If suppose you are taking without armoring, you have to spend heaven, almost 500 to 700 rupees per meter 1 GI pipe cost for road cutting, for taking from one building to another. That we can do in very economical rates. Because armored cables, when you use, you need not to put pipe. No every 3 meter jointing, no pulling of the cable. Sometimes while pulling, cable may get destroyed. But when it is an armored cable, all these problems are totally ruled out. More than that, same this armoring wire, which is mounted on the cable, can be used for earthing purpose. So it gives earthing solution. When you earth it, even current will not pass, it will not give electrocution. More than that, the data and signal also will not get dissipated. If it is shielded cable, same way it is armored cable, it becomes a shielding. So it earths the signal leakage and it also do not allow the interface of other cables which can impact the signal passing. And it gives fire protection to the cable because it has 3 layers extra. So the core cable is always safe that way. If it is a open cable, once it is burnt, immediately data or current will stop. So I can say, if you go for armored cable, you will have peace of mind. Today the buzzword is security. If you know any acquaintance or if you are security conscious, anywhere you are using cable, try to use armored cable. This is once again Alok from KCPL. Thank you very much. If anybody wants any questions,
So what are the components used in this?
This armored cable, I can show you that this is a plain cable which you are using for computer, and on that we are mounting this steel wire. So you can say that you are putting one steel pipe and one plastic pipe on the cable. Now this cable will have all the benefits of a flexible cable. It is as flexible cable, but it has all the sturdiness of a armored cable. It cannot be cut by mouse. Easily it cannot be cut in schools for speakers, PA system and all that, CCTV systems. It can be very useful.
If I want to distribute it 2 or 3 ways, right?
Yeah. You can take it from one end to another end, and there you can put some junction, and from there you can take branches. So like that we are even making cables, one telephone cable, one computer cable and one power cable, DC power cable. So it can run in one cable itself. For some IT companies we have made like 6 Cat5 cables, computer cables and one power cable together. Same way we are making for cameras and all that, one camera cable with power cable. So as per customer requirement, in Ritchie Street all CCTV system is done through this. Same way we can make even Cat6 cable like networking cable or OFC cable along with power cables.
If anything happens to the cable, that inside due to fluctuations or something.
No, most of these cables will not get impacted because these are all signal cables, and this power cables are DC power cable. So it won't be damaged by any fluctuation or high power and all that. Otherwise, it will not work. And more than that, normally we will not give our own design as per customer requirement because they already have when it goes along with the pipe and there is no problem. Certainly in armored also there won't be any problem. That.
So your product not used on something like power cables.
No, power cable we are doing, but it will be exclusive. Like you can provide your, say, 10 square mm or 4 core 10 square mm, whatever cable you are using. If you are able to source flexible cable and you can get it armored from us. Because if suppose you are taking any cable, say from Phenolics or Polygraph, it is costing you 100 rupees. Same flexible cable is available for 60 rupees. Now if you get it armored from us, it will cost additional 20-25 rupees. So that way you will be saving a lot.
25 rupees
Per meter.
Only for armoring.
Only for armoring. So almost today, if you go for a plastic pipe also, that will also cost the same. And this laying is very easy. Straight away you can lay. Any in farmhouses or in factories or laying is far more easier. And in some places where it's a very thin cable, even it can be put into what you call fall ceiling also. So tomorrow mouse and all that problem will not happen. And we have even this lift also for lift purpose CCTV cable. That also we have invented. So this is also very useful. If you go for Belden or like imported D-Link and all that, it costs almost 200 rupees per meter. We are giving for 55 rupees per meter. So this is the difference.
Where it cannot be used, sir?
Where it
Cannot be used.
armored cable.
Yes.
Yeah, like suppose where some stumbling people are moving and stumbling can happen. So there you cannot put you can put a what you call slit and you can put the cable. Those places, or even I am telling you, most of the interior people, they feel that it looks very odd. It should be white color. So sometimes we make even white color cables also. People say that it is not beautiful, but I am always telling them it is not beautiful. I agree, but ultimately it is giving security. If you are putting a plain cable and suppose tomorrow somebody cuts by a plier, then what is the sanctity of security that way? So this problem we are facing for some people, that it looks very different colored. Not looking good.
Can you put power cables and data cables into one single armory?
If it is a DC power cable, yeah, we are regularly.
So you don't suggest AC cables to be running?
AC current to be running. 230 volt and all that, it will not go up to 18 volt.
The most important question now: the process are patented or not?
No. We have not yet.
Because self-referral.
I strongly suggest you to get it patented. Will help you to do it because it's very, very important process. Yeah, we are getting IP loyalty.
No, I will be happy if anybody can guide me if it can be patented. But I feel because